Okay, it has been literally less than 24 hours since I made the operations videos. It is November 6th, I think it is. November 6th? There isn't even that. I'm not even sure what the date is. And I am once again doing work on the layout. This is a prime example of time is not really the issue. It's money, because I just cut this piece of track. I mentioned before, I think I mentioned in a video, that I was going to lengthen the two tracks, the driveway track and the platform track, by this much. This is one piece of track that I had said it was 27 ties, but it's actually 29 ties. I had miscounted, and so these two tracks are going to be added to that. It is a little bit more difficult to bend flex track when it's this short, but it still bends pretty well. Putting nails on it, it should bend pretty easily, and then the nails will be left on it until I take the track off to paint it and paint the foam underneath it. Although I might not paint the foam underneath it, I might just let that be covered in ballast. I also decided on how to do the scenery, because it's a cinder driveway. There has to be cinders between the tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take styrene strips as thin as I need to, put it in between here, and but before I put them in between here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the cinder ballast onto them. So then it will be a smooth cinder. It'll look like the rest of the thing. So you won't even know it unless you actually unless you saw it being done. You wouldn't know that that was what happened. So let's get into changing this track. Okay, you can see I've already taken out the switch and the track before it. So there's quite a bit of space here. Now, all I have to do is I have to take this piece of track. Which way is this one bend? Okay, this one bends this way. We need to very carefully, without cutting myself, and I've done this many, many times. People are probably going to freak out that I'm doing it like this, but I'm being very, very careful. And I have band-aids downstairs if I cut myself, which I probably won't, because I try to make sure it hits I just pop off the little clip detail on the top. I don't worry about the track plate. Sliding rail slid out of there. Come on. Okay, I gotta put that down. Apply more pressure to it. There we go. And those are rolling because I'm putting weight on this. Get back on there. Okay. So that's off. So I'm going to finish doing that. I'm going to put these tracks on and then we'll come back. Okay, now I have put that track in. And what I'm doing, just to try and keep that as straight as possible, is I am just putting nails in where to keep that track at the end of the tie. Not in the middle, but at the end of the tie, just to hold that in. I have one here holding it out that way, and then I have these two holding it in. And the switch will go here. Okay, that will not work. There's a little bit too much of a gap there. Okay, so let's get rail joiners on this and see if we can get this to cooperate better with me here. Let's see this process. Some people would not show this, but for my own reference, I want to see that everything I did, and I definitely won't remember it all. Okay, so that is a little bit too short, but we can take, ow, that hurt, a little bit from this, just gap that a little bit more, if I can, and I can't, because of the tie. But I can move the track down a little bit. That's not too big of an issue. So what we will do is we will put that nail in there. I don't think you can see that. Yeah, you can. We're going to nail down the switch all these nail holes will get filled with paint later. You won't see them anymore. Okay, so we got that done. Now we have our other piece of track, this one. Where's this the right one? Is this the right one? No. It's not the right one. But I think it will work. Not really. No. Is it the same length as that? That is the same length. Huh. So I have 3 tracks that are the same length. Interesting. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll put the rail joiners on this track. And we'll just bend that a little bit. See if it will bend. Maybe bend it down. See if we can get that in there. There's just enough room. Okay. Now because of that, I'll move these off of here. We'll take out this nail and this nail. And we'll just slide the track down a little bit. Just slide this track down a little bit. What is this catching on? What is it catching on? I don't see any. Oh, there's a nail right here. Okay, we'll slide that down a little bit. We'll just slide that in like that. Okay, so that is good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And then we'll put this nail there. This, get back. I did not tell you to come down here. I don't want you down here. Okay. Actually, need to have this going a little bit farther out this way. So I'm going to pull those nails, and then we're going to have this turn like this. We need this nail here to hold that, to keep the switcher moving. And then we need this nail, probably about there, to hold that way. And then this nail here to force that bend. And we'll put another nail here, because I don't really want that joint to be... Okay, now I need to use my screwdriver and push this rail joiner over. Now, if Heath was doing this on live track, he probably would have fried himself by now. Okay, that's done. Just gotta turn that a little bit. Make sure that this is good. We're good all the way down to about there. So, I might put 5 cars on there. I don't know. I'll have to see. Put those back so JMRI does, so I don't get confused when I do another JMRI out session, which I did one earlier. Okay, now we'll just put these nails in there just to hold the track sort of there. Okay, so that's done. I don't think I need to see the other process. Probably people didn't care that much about that, but it's my channel. Hopefully it'll give you some ideas for laying track. I'll be back when I have the other lay. Oh, would you look at that? So wonderful. Now this track used to end here. The switch used to be up here. This puts it pretty close to that. So I don't know. I could move everything up a little bit. The other end, the end there, it's just the street, and I could. That's wide enough. Let's see, approximation with. I don't have a vehicle over here. There we go. We'll approximate with my HO scale lowboy trailer. Gooseneck trailer, whatever. So that allows the sidewalk. So I can. So when I actually paint this and glue the track down, the switch will probably be up here a little bit. I just have to remember that, which I should have no problem remembering that, because that switch is right there. It ends right here. Now, granted, there will not be rail joiners for the between modules, but now let's change the location in JMRI. Now, with JMRI, you can put a real measurement in there, and it will change it to the scale selected. One inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, on up. So let's see how many inches this track is. Okay, you can pull this car down if I can get it on the rails so it doesn't make a bracket. Okay. That is the maximum we can do. So that is 32.5 inches for each track. So let's go over here to JMRI Operations Pro. We have Freight Depot location. Eventually I'll rename that to Rochester. We have 620 feet of track. Edit. Okay, driveway and platform is what we're after. So driveway, 32.5 inches. Save. And that changed the length to 235 feet. Then we'll do the same. We'll just put 235 in here. That's easier. Now we have to measure the ramp track, which, let's roll these cars down to here, and we'll roll this one out. Oh, switch. Okay, the farthest we can go is to the edge of the module, so I'm going to measure the entire track. We'll just say that's the 43 inches. So that is 43 inches. .43, and then the mark for inches, save spur track, and that has changed its length to 311 feet. So that is closer to prototypical. I'm not sure exactly how long the prototype tracks were, but yeah, we have lengthening tracks. There's another. So now we have 235 feet there, 235 feet there, and 311 feet over here. Plenty of room for cars. That maybe JMRI will now do more cars. I'm hoping tonight to add this other track. So if there's another video that are filmed tonight, you'll know that it's if you see it done, you'll know it's done, because I really want to get this. I really want to have the two industries. I can't get the other two. I have to do some more research before those, but these two I probably can get done tonight. So I want to get that done. I've been flooding the channel with model railroad content, but hopefully they'll make some people happy seeing model railroad content. I gotta file that. Where is the? I gotta file that down. Where that? That's all. Use the Dremel tool on that. So, from CP Silver Springs, milepost 368 in the Norfolk Southern Tier Line, keep on loving trains and keep watching videos. Hit that like button and comment. Later.